Hey guys, this is Zion here. I know I don't have a proper introduction because I thought this was going to be part of the last video, but exporting problems on WeVideo did not let me make the video long enough, so I had to split it into pieces. I'm adding this in post-production, this introduction, quickly enough. So another person joined us for today. I will go into more detail as the video actually starts. I already did explain it in the recording. Basically, another person joined us for reading the script. She'd already caught up by that point. Um, Lyza is her name. So anyway, that's one thing. Another thing, this will contain spoilers for season 2, episodes 9 and 10 of Songs of War, and also everything before that. So please be cautious. My final warning to you all. Anyway, here we go. Alright, guys, we have returned. We are going to read the last 2 episodes. It's actually been 1 day since the last part of this video was recorded. That is, yeah, contrary to popular belief, we do have lives outside of reading the Songs of War script. So, we sometimes get busy, so we couldn't do the entire thing in 1 day. Apologies for that. But yes, we got a new person.
Hi.
Please welcome Lyza, another friend of mine from the community. Also, I added some new things to the video. You can still see the gorgeous Hogtown bartender face up here in the top left corner, but you can also see a Totem of Undying in the bottom left corner right here. Why do we need this? Because if you have sticked around for this video so far, Kiyoshi may be in threat of death, and I have this so that I can revive him if he does actually die. I also have a picture of him for some reason. That might just make it more lucky. I don't think that's how it works, but whatever. Now, Hogtown bartender.
My sister is with us too.
Yeah, I forgot to mention that. Infin's sister also joined, kind of.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to actually start reading the script.
She's gonna die.
If he dies, then I die with him.
Just kick Poseidon from
That's
the
my
call.
verdict. You can't kick me from the call. I started it. Did I?
Wait, what?
No, we can technically.
Oh no, you can, but you won't.
Yeah, no, I won't.
Okay, so like I had Microsoft Word before, but now I changed it to a PDF online because that's just more efficient, I think.
Nice.
I'm actually going to start this off now because we don't need another long introduction. This is technically still part of the exact same video you were already watching, so no need for that. I'm actually going to start right away, and this is actually pretty insane. If you remember, so the Necrolord was about to kill Lucan and Nika after killing the leaders of Felden.
And potentially killing Kiyoshi.
Yay.
No, we're not acknowledging that possibility yet. So the Necrolord, who's actually a Voltaris, that's big plot twist.
My boy.
He's actually a Voltaris, and it was about to kill Lucan and Nika, but luckily or unluckily, it could be actually very unlucky. Pythis, the Nether King, arrived with the Angel of Death. Who is the Angel of Death?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Animation Life.
If you watch Animation Life, it's like
so he's in Songs of War.
Weather skeleton rings, basically.
It was kind of the most ambitious thing that David ever did besides Songs of War, in my opinion.
Yep. Yep.
To be continued, season 2, episode 9. Let's see what Pythis does. I think Pythis is basically like the secondary villain arriving and getting rid of the first villain while still going against the heroes, sort of thing.
You know, I have a feeling that's what's gonna happen.
I love it when villains fight.
I know, right? It's just
Pythis walks down the hill slowly. The Wither flies along behind him, and the Angel of Death flies in circles above. The undead are focused on the Wither, and they're ignoring the Necrolord's staff. Great. That is not good for the Necrolord, is it?
Nope.
I'm gonna try reading it a really intimidating Pythis voice, but it's probably gonna fail horribly.
Okay.
You've done a fan. No, that's terrible.
Oh my god.
Okay, you've done a fantastic job pretending to be king of the undead. What is it they call you? The Necrolord? The Angel of Death the Angel of Death lands behind the Necrolord, preventing him from walking away. The Necrolord begins to look a bit worried. Don't kill this guy. He was like super intimidating like 1 second ago. Like, can he at least escape? I, Pythus, king of the Nether, will be resuming control of the undead in my conquest of the overworld. I would like to thank you, however,
Interesting.
for starting my work for me. Over at Lucan and Nika, the undead are distracted, and the Necrolord, Angel of Death, and Pythus are busy with each other. Quietly, come on. Lucan and Nika slink away out of the area. Well, that's epic.
Yay, they got away.
Hey.
Oh, but I have plans. Felden is just the beginning.
Oh,
That's an
boy.
audition line right there. I actually auditioned for this. Very line.
Yes.
After 100 years of preparing, I am not about to stand aside for the army that broke our alliance and betrayed us during the Great War. The alliance has been reformed.
Oh.
Once more we shall bring war to Ardonia, to the Ender Knights, and every other enemy that dare stand in our way. But first, the necromancers must be eliminated.
What?
Pythus draws his massive battle axe, and Necrolord draws his axe as well. Oh my god. This is an
boy.
insane fight. Axe v axe here.
Get it.
Necrolord is gonna die. He's actually gonna die.
I'm sure he's gonna lose, if at least. Maybe he'll
Why?
live, but if the Necrolord dies, then that means that Kiyoshi did not have a chance to kill him, and I have a problem with that.
No, but my boy.
Yeah.
The Necrolord
That's true.
rushes. At least Lucan and at least if Kiyoshi died, at least
on.
Lucan and Nika should have had a chance to kill him, because that's the next best thing. Didn't want just another villain to kill him. Necrolord rushes forward and duels Pythus for a few moments. The fight is intense, but Pythus knocks the Necrolord down fairly easily. After all that time, you never learn the truth of the undead. They can't be controlled, they can only be guided. Pythus gestures to the Wither still floating nearby. The Wither makes noise, and the undead converge on Necrolord, killing him instantly. Why? That means that now Kiyoshi does not have a chance to do it. I need to make the Necrolord's death, if he dies, in my fanfiction, like 10 times more satisfying than this.
Oh, but my boy.
Assuming that I kill the Necrolord in my fanfiction, which is still completely up in the air. Like, I'm not going to tell you whether or not I'm going to do that. But if I do, it will be way more satisfying than this. Pythus, the Angel of Death, and the Wither form up. The scene cuts to Crown
I
Peak.
don't know. This is
Yo,
pretty
is
satisfying.
Solomon in this? Is dark and peaceful. Some civilians are walking along and hear dragon wings. Oh god, it's Alistar. Just stop.
Ew.
Oh, I actually
Ew.
think I know what's gonna happen here because it ties into one of Trevor's lines, which I also auditioned for. I think I know exactly what happens. It gets quiet.
Nobody
And
likes
suddenly,
you.
yeah, nobody likes Alistar. Like, all my homies hate Alistar.
Everyone
No
hates
one.
him.
No one.
Then suddenly
It's an
Thunderdome flies down and lands
unredeemable
on the dome above the throne and lets out a loud roar. He leaps off and begins flying over the city, intimidating everyone, and knocks a large chimney over which crashes to
Oh
the
my
ground, sending
God.
flames and embers everywhere.
Oh boy.
How to become king.
Thunderdome.
Terrorize the
Come on.
kingdom. Thunderdome lands beside the fire and flaps his wings, sending the flames forward across the city and into the camera. Thunderdome, betray him.
It's literally named Thunderdome, though.
Patrick.
It's an awesome name. Cuts to a wide shot. The city is on fire.
Bad dragon.
But please betray Alistar for us, please.
Please.
I have wanted that ever since they were both introduced.
I
The
feel
city.
bad for Thunder.
I cannot remember.
I kind of do, yes.
I cannot remember a time when I did not hate
Animal
Alistar
abuse.
ever since he was introduced. The city is on fire in many places. Citizens are fleeing and panicking. Alistar then lands in front of the throne area and dismounts. A few guards block his way, but he cuts the first few down, and the rest stand down slightly as Thunderdome intimidates them. Alistar.
Wow.
Gather the ambassadors of every.
Alistar.
No, sorry, I'm gonna read this in my obnoxious Alistar voice so that you all hate him.
Yes, please.
Gather the ambassadors of every kingdom and bring them before me.
Oh my God.
I think I invented a new one just for that. I wasn't even my original one.
Just when you thought he couldn't get any worse.
I'm trying to make him as annoying as possible, because everyone should hate this guy. Custody inside the throne room, Alistar sits down on the throne slowly and makes himself comfortable. A few ambassadors from other kingdoms are present. So this guy just, like, waltzes into the throne room and suddenly gets power. That's not how it works.
No, that's no.
Wait,
That
that's
is not how it
That's
works at all.
pal.
And I'm sure that there's enough guards to take down this guy and one dragon. You stand in the presence of King... I can't keep his voice consistent. You stand in the presence of King Alistar, first of his name. You will kneel before me, then pledge your allegiance to me, or be destroyed. I can't take it seriously when I'm reading it in this voice.
I can't take it seriously either.
Should I actually
Conquering
try to be
Macedonia
somewhat serious
101.
with him? I'm actually gonna try to be somewhat serious. The leaders look around each other, worried. Alistar stands up out of the throne. Kneel! Some of the leaders kneel down reluctantly. A few still stand rebelliously, much to Alistar's irritation. This guy can't just become the king by attacking the city and sitting on the throne. That's not how. This is not how it works. It's like a guy swooping into. That's like a guy swooping into. If I swoop into London with a bomber jet and like start attacking the city and then go into the Buckingham Palace and sit on the throne and get all the ministers to stand before me, will they just kneel to me as their new king? No.
No, exactly.
That is not how it works. Thunderdome, kill them. Oh my god, he literally kills at the centers. This guy is basically this guy's like an authoritarian guy. Thunderdome looks down at him, then back at Alistar. I said kill them. Oh, is he not gonna do it? Please, Thunderdome, don't do it.
You better not.
Alistar draws his sword and points at the ambassadors. Thunderdome gets a bit closer, but hesitates. Yes, Thunderdome, hesitate. It is tense. Suddenly, a loud dragon
Don't
roars.
do it, Thunderdome.
It's Luna, isn't it? Both Thunderdome and Alistar turn towards the entrance, surprised. Alistar hurries out of the throne area. He turns and looks up onto the mountain peak just above Crown Peak. On top of this, Luna and Abigail are seen looking down. Music rises. Yeah. Alistar raises his sword threateningly. Abigail then draws her sword as well, challenging Alistar to a deal. A deal.
Oh, yes.
Pay you... No.
Duel.
A duel. There was one time when it said duels,
Yes.
when Kyoshi and the Necrolord and Lucan and Nika were both battling, and that was really funny for me.
Double duel.
Alistar goes over to Thunderdome and climbs on top, and they fly up and idle above the main beacon area. Luna leaps forward off the mountain as rocks crumble away beneath her feet, and she soars down and forward towards Alistar. She clashes swords with him as she flies by. It's literally a jousting match with dragons. This would be so awesome to see animated. I'm sad.
That'd be awesome. That's gotta be so cool.
Thunderdome turns and pursues Luna up and over a mountain. I at least want someone to animate this scene if they can't do the whole season.
Yeah.
But obviously, take time to learn how to animate first. Thunderdome turns and pushes Luna up and over a mountain. He rushes Luna but she evades. Thunderdome hovers and has lost sight of Luna. Suddenly an arrow hits Alistar as Luna soars overhead. Abigail breaks the arrow off his armor. Wait, who's joined?
No,
Okay, guys.
Lyza
did come back.
Yes.
He had to go somewhere. Now I'm gonna continue reading. Oof, I did not mean to do that. Okay, back. Back, you heathen! Back to this screen. Okay, I got it.
I did my Alistar
So-
while you were away.
What's your Alistar impression? Oh, I need to hear
I
that.
did one. Do you want to hear it?
You do it.
Okay, here we go. You stand in the presence of King Alistar, first of his name. You will kneel before me, then pledge your allegiance to me, or be destroyed.
It's probably better than mine.
That actually sounds really good. I
You want me to voice
Yes.
Alistar?
Oh my god.
Replace Christmas, though.
No, make Poseidon suffer. Make Poseidon suffer. He can voice out.
I actually don't suffer as much, but
That's the point. I'm supposed to suffer more.
You can do Solomon.
It's still a struggle.
Solomon, yes.
Oh yeah, you're doing so.
Someone call up Rainimator, cause the struggle is real.
Oh my word! Stop!
Oh my god.
Stop!
I am hilarious. I am the most funny individual on the planet. Okay, we need to actually get back to reading this.
Why?
We're gonna take up like 2 hours of just us laughing at jokes when we're trying to read.
No.
Okay, so
Yeah, that's pretty much how it is.
Screaming
I'm
at
going
Jesus.
to continue reading. Suddenly, an arrow hits Alistar as Luna soars overhead. Alistar breaks the arrow off
Did
his
you
armor.
record? Are you recording?
Yes,
Wait,
I'm
are you
recording. Why would I not be recording?
Because you're a clown.
Okay,
and you
just
don't
the
use-
question. Just the question. Just
The question is I am record. No, the answer is that yes, I am recording.
Okay.
Okay, there you go. Done.
And yes, I got your Alistar impression in the video. if you wanted to know that as well.
All right then.
Okay, so Alistar breaks the arrow off his armor. Oh, if he didn't have armor, if we'd actually hurt him. Luna hovers in front of Thunderdome as they face off. Abigail can be seen shifting slightly, bringing herself up into a squatting position. The two dragons charge towards each other again, but this time Abigail jumps onto Thunderdome with Alistair. Oh man, kicks him off! Yes! It lands on Luna, who is passing by beneath, and lands safely back on the dragon. Alistair lands with a hard thud in the dirt. The crown falls a few feet ahead. He looks up and reaches for it, but Luna touches down right behind it, and Abigail dismounts. Thunderdome lands nearby, and Luna gets between him and Alistair defensively. Alistair looks up at Thunderdome, who looks at him, frowns, and then flies away. Thunderdome. Yes.
Finally.
You are free
Alistair.
captain.
Alright.
You should be dead. What sort of voice was that at
Abigail.
Oh
this
my
point?
god.
Infin, it's your
Infin,
line.
it's your line.
So should you. You betrayed the Ender Knights. You betrayed Ardonia, and you betrayed me. Yeah, you just stabbed her clean in
Alistair
the
staggers
chest.
upright. You won't kill me. It's not in your nature. You never could make the tough decisions. Have you ever watched season 1, episode 9?
Abigail.
Have you watched season...
I think we need
When
to.
he hasn't watched
Haven't
It's
season
called
1,
Infin.
episode
It's
9.
called Infin. You have to watch the
Oh!
Overword.
Okay, Infin.
Yes.
Infin, read this.
You're right.
Yes.
I won't kill you.
Abigail picks up the crown and places it on her head. The Ender energy illuminates like it did well on Alistair.
But she will.
Oh!
Yes.
Luna leans forward and breathes fire for the first time, burning
Takes
Alistair
fire.
up. Abigail stands there
Oh.
watching as the flames roar by, somewhat electric and magical. I am
Literal
so
power,
happy.
literally.
That guy... I hated that guy.
He's dead.
He's dead. Cue the crab rave. Alistair is gone. Do 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 do.
I found the gist.
Cut to the Knights of Ardonia, just outside
God.
Crown Peak. Not everyone was present,
Yes!
just Tide Singers, Sen, Rhea, and Hubris.
Ooh.
Nimuri,
Okay,
your
my
line.
line. What's happening here?
Isn't it Nimuri's line?
Yes, I just said it. What's happening here?
Wait, I might have confused you with Infin for a second.
Yes, bro.
I cannot actually see you talking. I'm actually just on the script page. I can't actually see the Discord.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's
Um,
happening here?
Oh.
The Voltaris?
Dragons.
They look as a dragon is flying across the sky. A Crown Peak guard approaches them as they are heading into town. Where are you guys headed? You have to get away from the city. We're under attack. Come on, move it, people. The guard continues on by, helping other civilians out of the city to safety.
At
You
least someone
two,
has common
yeah.
sense.
Yes. You two, wait outside the city where it is safe. Sen and I can retrieve the prime song.
Sen and Rhea looks towards each other.
I'll
I'll be fine. I got the legendary Tide Singer with me.
Bruh.
That sounded more like Igneous. I'll be
Oh,
fine.
thank
I got the
goodness.
legendary
Thank you,
Tide
Sen,
Singer with
that
me.
attitude, I am really
The
sorry
Tide Singer
right
cracks a
now.
weak smile. Cuts to inside of the city. They're hurrying along. The Tide Singer has his staff out for the remainder of the scene due to the potential of danger.
Yes.
I thought the Ender Knights were on our side.
Yay.
During the Great War, they were. However, generations before, the Ender Kings ruled Ardonia with absolute power. If the Ender Knights have indeed returned, we have yet to discern what role they play. Hurry now. Which way?
Up here, in the Crownwood. They hurry up the path leading to the Crownwood. Cut to the interior of Solomon's house. It is dark, so Sen calls out, Solomon? They walk inside cautiously and make it to the clearing before the dining table. It's quiet and suspenseful. Is there gonna be a plot twist here? Is he gonna be dead, or is...
Alright. Shall
I
I
wonder
voice
if he's-
Solomon?
Oh.
Who are you
Yes.
two and what... Oh no, sorry, I forgot.
Oh my god.
Voice him.
What are... Okay.
Why does he not
What are
remember
you
Sen?
two? What are you two and what are you doing in my house?
Solomon steps
Oh,
into the room,
yes.
crossbow drawn.
Oh yes.
My name is Sen. I'm a friend of Thalius Sendaris. I was here many months ago when he gave you the Prime Song.
Oh, right. I remember that now.
Why does he have an
Solomon
accent?
lowers his crossbow. Surely Solomon would have known that Thalius is dead by now, right?
No. Read.
Solomon lowers his crossbow.
Keep it out of the hands of another. We need it back before the Death Singer finds it. Well, you're too late for that.
You did. You
Oh,
you
please
you did.
don't.
You
What
didn't
did
sell.
you do?
You did not sell it,
Solomon!
did you?
Solomon!
There was a worried pause.
You traitor!
I already
Sullivan,
found-
why?
Oh.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh
That's
my god!
impossible. I didn't think he could.
I know!
Valius trusted him.
Bruh!
This warrants
Brain
that
guy.
that
I
meme.
told you he sucks! I told you!
Okay, you guys
Solomon,
know the you guys know the
Okay.
meme where it's Mike Wazowski's from Monsters Inc.'s face,
Yeah.
but it has like
Yeah.
the Solly face swapped onto it to convey a
Yeah.
bra moment. Me right
Yeah.
now.
Yes.
That's me. Valius trusted
So
this
bad.
guy.
I
How
hate him.
You know
does
how
Valius
frustrating
have
it was
any?
that-
Valius should have known what he was doing, right?
Yeah.
Valius
but
trusted
you know how
him.
You guys, like, yeah, I said before that I actually like Solomon and that you guys are gonna hate me for it. So
I didn't really. I
hate
didn't
you
notice
for it. I
why.
hate you for it.
I
Well,
didn't
well,
really
then
know why I
you
would
gotta
hate you
have
for it
something-
until
I
Death
was
Singer
more-
steps
I was
into the
more in
room.
camp
Come on, boys.
of, oh yeah, he has.
Okay, can you read the line?
I
Nimari, read the line.
Solomon.
yes, I know I'm trying to. I have already found the prime song.
The tensions raise and Sen draws his swords. The tide,
Wait,
his
I
sword,
said the
his sword,
Death Singer
singular
line.
sword.
I said the Death Singer line, not the Tide Singer.
You're
line.
both death
Great.
singer.
The Tide Singer. I have already found the prime song. Takes out the real prime song. Solomon was a double traitor. He gave you a fake.
Wow.
That would have been so insane.
Ingressus,
Wait.
Ingressus.
Oh.
The tensions raise and Sen draws his sword. The Tide Singer shifts, but does move his staff into an offensive position. The Death Singer remains composed and confident.
As always.
I should have known you would follow me into this next war. The Second Great War has finally begun, and there is no one to stop the Voltars this time. I'm sorry, what?
Solomon.
Valius trust. That's me.
Solomon,
Yes, Sen.
what?
I agree with Sen.
Yeah.
Valius trusted you.
Thalius wanted to keep the prime song safe. They are safe with me.
What?
Come on,
When the
Death
new
Singer.
order inevitably
That's-
takes control
that-
of Ardonia,
Not how it
I will
works.
continue to have a place of importance and not be crushed in a pointless rebellion.
Oh,
Okay, this
Wow.
guy's just selfish then. This is like what every selfish
Sorry.
person does.
Who's worse, Alistar or Solomon?
It was
I mean-
basically like
No,
on one
Alistar is
side
still
at
way
the
worse
same
than
time.
Solomon. None of you can deny this.
Yeah. No, basically,
Yeah.
like, Solomon's the type of person like where if you have money, he'll just join you. That's Solomon.
Yeah.
Okay, keep
If
reading.
you just pay him. That's
Yeah, the time-
just give him a
Great
bunch of
line.
gold, and then he'll suddenly switch sides and kill the Death Singer. Okay, he won't
Wait,
kill the
wait,
Death
is
Singer. That's not gonna work.
Is Ingressus making his own shadow collective?
I do not think that Solomon is going to actually like. Yeah, but Valius did trust him. Why would he betray Valius? Like, does Valius
Keep
really
reading.
not know what he's doing?
He's
Because
Solomon.
No.
okay, the Tide Singer has remained quiet most of the time and speaks again.
You have fewer prime songs, less Voltariskin, and no allies. We had defeated you last time. We shall defeat you again.
Tide Singer raises his staff, ready to fight the Death Singer. Sen wields his sword as well.
We shall see.
Death Singer fires an offensive song across the room. I don't think Solomon would like his perfect house being damaged by a bunch of songs indoors.
Most
Sen quickly stands in
expensive.
front of the Tide Singer and it activates his shield song, which blocks the attack just barely, but he is knocked backwards against the Tide Singer. Can we have, like, Grim intervene and just, like,
Try that?
beat everyone?
Yeah.
Death Singer then dashes forward and fires a second barrage, which sends the Tide Singer and Sen flying out the window with a loud crash and plumes of fire and smoke. They land on the outer. They land on the outer. Blah! They land on the outer deck, looking over the burning city of Crown Peak. The Tide Singer goes over to Sen and holds him up. Sen's eyes remain shut. The Tide Singer looks worried.
Uh-oh.
No.
The Tide
Something's
Singer
gone.
walks out of the broken window and onto the deck, flames now engulfing much of the building.
You were wrong about one thing. It is you who has no allies. Where's the Ender King? Are the kingdoms united?
I think you
and ready
mean
to
Ender
fight?
Queen.
When was the last time the Ardoni used the songs of war?
Roll credit.
Literally 1 second ago, you did. Angel of Death flies down and lands beside the Death Singer.
That's contradicting Ingressus.
Oh god. I myself have reforged an alliance with the Nether, and they are eager to reclaim the overworld.
The Tide Singer
My
slowly
God,
lays
see,
Sen
you-
back down and staggers up. He holds out his staff once more.
Then I will do what I must to stop you. You know I do not wish to kill you, Achillean. But if you refuse to surrender,
And Death Singer trails off and opens his eyes wide. Yo, Abigail and Luna are here. And Tide Singer turns his head as Luna raises up beyond the deck, Abigail on her back, sword drawn and crown donned. You were saying, where is the Ender King? Luna breathes her flames towards the Death Singer, who uses a short-range teleporting song in order to teleport backwards to safety. Why don't you use a Proticium? That seems like something most people would do. The Angel of Death flies backwards a bit.
He doesn't have Proticium Prime yet.
Oh yeah, he doesn't. I'm stupid.
No, he doesn't. He might as well
Luna
put in
reaches
support.
down and picks up Sen, and the Tide Singer turns and soars off over Crown Peak. And the Death Singer hurries back onto the deck and watches the dragons fly away. He's furious as he fears the Ender Knights and their dragons. Zach, Solomon and the Angel of Death stand by behind.
Fly back to Pythus. Tell him it is time to begin the invasion.
Okay, so Season 3 is where everything hits the fan, basically.
Yep.
I'm guessing.
Season
The
4
Angel
is
of Death
lame.
flies up and away. The camera cuts to above, looking down at the burning city. The Angel of Death flies up into the camera as it cuts to black. To be continued. Season 2, Episode 10, epic finale. It's gonna be. Music is a bit somber. Luna flies towards the outskirts of Crown Peak and sets down at the Tide Singer and Sen. The Tide Singer turns and observes Luna and Abigail and Abigail as Abigail dismounts. Does this... Okay, so Abigail already met Sen in Episode 8 of Season 1.
Yeah. For a moment, I feared the Ender Knights would be our enemies. I must thank you for rescuing us. May I know your name, sir?
Abigail takes her helmet off and holds it at her side. The Tide Singer is surprised.
Infant your line.
My name is Abigail, Queen of the End, and I am no man.
I am glad we have a common enemy, Queen Abigail.
And look down at Sen.
That sounds so regal.
I'm sorry, there's Ender Knights still, right?
Yes.
Yeah, her team.
They don't have dragons.
Chris, Saxon, and Trevor, can they be in this finale, please?
Wait.
Alright if they aren't in it.
Is he alright?
Is he alright?
Sen?
Hubris and Rhea arrive.
Yeah.
Rhea hurries over to Sen and helps him lean upright. Hubris walks over to Tide Singer and Abigail, looking between them and Luna, confused. What happened in there?
We can discuss that later. Right now, we need to get out of the kingdoms. The Voltars have allied with the Nether, and invasion is imminent.
Sen blinks his eyes slowly in Rhea's arms, and she smiles.
Oh god.
Oh! Don't get the wrong idea.
The city was built as a haven for the Ardoni. It should be safe enough.
Perfect. I just sent one of my Ender Knights there with Gallius. After I find my other knights, we'll meet you there.
Abigail mounts back on top of Luna and flies off. Cuts back to Feldon. Luke and Mika are hurrying off and stop to catch their breath. Catching breath. Catching breath.
Yoshi,
Catching breath.
Yoshi.
Just it just like the entire script is just them, the both of them catching their breath.
We got pranked.
Wait,
How are you holding up?
Or if you want to.
Who's doing the Nika voice again?
Oh, wait, what?
Wait, Lisa, do you want to still voice,
Sure, I'll try.
Okay.
I just need a moment.
Alright.
That's good.
That is pretty good. It's just...
Now I can't get it anymore. I'm so
Okay, try again.
confused. Why are we in Philora? Where did the Nether come from?
That's quality.
That's
You
good.
don't remember anything?
No. Last I recall, we were at Fort Zuka.
That is
You're a really good
actually
Nika
so
voice.
Yes.
Um,
That's good.
From what I can tell, the necromancers used some sort of wither effect on you. You've been under their control for weeks. Now come on, we gotta have to get to... My voice broke. Now come on, we gotta get to safety. I still read that line wrong, but I'm not gonna correct it because I'm too lazy.
That was the Nether attacking. Where will it be safe?
Switzerland. Lucan looks around. They're all alone. You go to Switzerland, guys. You can just avoid everything.
Oh god.
The Jungle Knight is quiet and peaceful. How long have you been fighting necromancers again? Nika's a bit confused by the question.
Oh, no. Around 2 years.
And did you ever feel safe? Lucan turns to Nika, who shakes her head. Necromancers were just practice. Now the real fight begins. So, as far as I know, Zarya isn't dead yet, and neither are a lot of the other ones.
I like Zarya.
It would actually be really funny if the necromancers teamed up with them against the Nether.
Oh, actually, that'd be kind of...
I'm not gonna say
I feel
anything.
I feel like Nika's not gonna let that happen.
I ain't
No,
gonna say
obviously
anything.
not.
Nika's line.
Oh. We can't hope to beat the Nether with We can't hope to beat the Nether with an army at their disposal.
The Nether is gonna spread all. Blah. The Nether is gonna spread all. Blah. My
It's
line.
contagious.
This is bad. Okay. The Nether is gonna spread all across all of Ardonia. They won't be able to defend all of the kingdoms at once. This is our home. We know this land better than they ever will.
You want to start a rebellion against the Nether?
It's not a rebellion if they're just starting to invade. That's just a counterattack.
True that. True that.
Yeah, true.
Unless the Nether, owns Felden now, or whatever. I don't really know who owns Felden at this point. I don't think...
What happens
just
to
gets
Kyoto?
I mean, the official government is gone, but, I'm sure there's, a lot of packets of resistance. Think about
Let's keep
what
it
happened... I have a good real-world example... Good real-world example of this. It's called the Russian Civil War because when the Russian Civil War began, the Bolsheviks pretty much killed the entire royal family and destroyed the government. But all the people who didn't want the Bolsheviks to take over formed into these huge armies and still kept fighting them for years until they were finally defeated. And that's how the Soviet Union came to be. So I was thinking, obviously there's still going to be lots of resistance from Felden's armies. Lucan stopped choosing it was a bad idea. Yeah, I guess it sounds pretty ridiculous.
No, I like it. I just didn't think you would suggest that.
They look at each other for a moment. Where do we start?
We can set up camp outside Flora. I can scout until we figure out the situation.
Lucan smiles.
So
About
good,
time I
sorry.
stopped doing all the work. Lucan nudges Nika jokingly. She does more work than him. I'm gonna be 100%. She smiles but then looks worried and pounces on Lucan. Quietly, get down. Oh no, I said that line by accident. They look up as a few withers fly by overhead.
It's begun.
They stand back up watching the withers flying by overhead.
Withers go zoom, zoom.
Nether army kills everyone on the beacon platform. Pyphus places a new Nether star into the beacon and it lights back up. They start beaming up and away. Scene cuts to Oakendale. Everyone is walking around peacefully. They're just vibing. Suddenly, the Nether begins beaming onto the platform and spreading out through the city, killing all the guards and taking control.
Oh my god.
This is why you don't just destroy the beacon. Why didn't they do that?
Why didn't
Hey.
Because for some reason they thought that the Nether, the place they get Nether stars, didn't have Nether stars.
Great planning. Just great.
You know,
Idiot.
they wouldn't have thought that the necromancer that the Nether.
Oh yeah, they wouldn't have thought that.
Nobody knew.
They weren't prepared for the Nether. They weren't. Still, it might have been a good idea to move the beacon at least, not destroy it.
Yeah.
Shots of Nether portals activating around the world. Voltaris helping, Nether coming through. I actually wasn't sure if I wanted this to happen, like the whole Voltaris Nether alliance and yada yada yada, because it feels like it's just a repeat of the Great War, and I was hoping it would be something a little more original. But
The line is taken literally.
Yeah.
I figured it had to be like this. I just was hoping there would be something a bit more original. There will probably be an original spin on this for sure, 100%.
Oh yeah.
It's not like the exact same thing, so I guess I'm not really upset about this. It's actually I still like it a lot. Montages to the other capitals, including Crown Peak, as the Nether takes over city after city using the beacon network. Carfin has never shown as they had the beacon disabled due to leaving the unity of the kingdoms. Yo, Carfin's gonna save the entire. Carfin's just gonna steamroll all over these guys.
Right?
Yeah, Carthen's gonna come in clutch.
They're gonna all do they're just gonna beat up the Netherins. Music slows down a bit as the cities are mostly taken. The Death Singer and Pyphus approach each other in the middle of Crown Peak. The Death Singer is standing closer to the throne, which is where Pyphus was heading. Move aside, Ingressus. The throne is mine.
I have delivered on my promise. I only ask that you honor yours.
Death Singer steps aside. You're right. Both the Nether and Overworld are mine to control, as planned. However, disappointing news has reached my ears that the Ender Knights have returned, even after you assured me they had vanished. I need the Ender Realm as well now. Then perhaps I can help you with your Prime songs. Pyphus do be scanning him right here. Pyphus walks on past. The Death Singer looks a bit angry that Pyphus didn't seem to be willing to help him further, even though Pyphus now rules all of Ardonia like planned. Just like that?
Well, songs of war logic. Sit on the throne, you're in power.
I don't think that's how it works.
Well, they technically did
Apparently
conquer
it
the
is
whole
here.
world, so.
I mean, how long is this? Is this like a time lapse? Because I'm sure that, like, in 3 seconds, he can't conquer every single swath of land in Ardonia.
No, it probably took them like a day or something.
It would take them longer than a day. The Great War lasted years and years. I'm fairly certain of that. Like, it would not take. I doubt it would take a single day for aliens to invade Earth.
So
Let's keep
They
reading.
did. I'm pretty sure. I'm fairly certain they did do it all at once. And the first Netherin invasion, they opened up portals everywhere. You saw the montage.
Let's just
It
keep
has to be
reading.
some sort of time lapse. Also, maybe.
Yeah.
Also, maybe Pythus doesn't really rule Ardonia or control it. He's just sitting on the throne, so he kind of semi-rules it de jure, but not de facto.
Your own logic. Your own logic.
I'm not gonna question this, okay?
Yeah, just.
Death Singer turns and walks away. Cuts to Ataraxia. The Knights of Ardonia are all assembled. Abigail, Luna, Denny, Saxon, and Trevor. Yo, Saxon and Trevor are here. And the Tide Singer send via Hubris, Grek, Grim, Onyx, Masani. A few random Ardonian humans stand around the edges. My favorite characters. Gallia stands in front of them. Everything you knew about this world is going to change now. Towns and roads will no longer be safe for travel. Our enemies will not falter, and many of our friends will not survive. Today, all of us are Knights of Ardonia as we fight the Second Great War. The camera starts moving along the different characters. We'll need to recruit quickly. Find anyone who has skills we can use, even if it means rescuing them from the hands of the enemy. This is, your line, I believe.
I will fly to the Ardoni clans and rally who I can before the Nether has time to spread north.
Oh, they aren't in Northwind yet? That's a dab.
I'm talking the Ardoni territories, boy.
yeah, the territories.
If we can get the Magnerites of Carfin on our side, then you'll see what real strength looks like. Borgin time.
Oh.
I've been itching for a good fight. I'm ready for some fun. Grim is
Oh
the
my
best.
God.
I love him.
Oh, who's Abigail?
Infin, your
Oh,
line.
I'm Abigail. You can count on the Ender Knights to be at your side.
I need to get to Flora.
They turn towards Masani. Alright. Oh, right. You can talk. What do you want with Flora, anyway? Masani looks to one side, but does not answer.
We will fight for Feldon, Masani, as we will all the kingdoms. After we gather enough forces and organize our resistance, we will liberate Ardoni from the Nether. I once had an ally who may be able to join us. However, I am not sure whether or not you will answer to our call.
Wait.
Who?
Who?
No. Oh.
They look toward the Tide Singer, unsure of what he means. Who is it? Okay. Hold your excitement in, please. Ataraxia was founded as a safe haven for Ardoni, but will now become a refuge to all who seek it. I may not be a fighter or agree with using the songs, but I will do what I can to help those who fight for Ardonia. Go, Tide Singer. Go summon this ally of yours. The Second Great War has finally begun. Nephalius would have been a great addition to the Knights of Ardonia.
Right?
I still... Nephalius dying is still going to be I know that it's not even in a top 5 apparently for saddest scenes. It's still going to be the classic sad scene for me.
Yep.
Music swells as a montage begins, which sort of summarizes up the different story arcs. A few of the KOA are traveling with the Tide Singer. Pythus approaches and sits down on the throne in Crown Peak. The Death Singer, Tigrin, and some of his Voltaris overlook the city. At Flora, the Nether army is taking control, and the Wither Skeletons now line the walkways. So they do control the capital. There's probably still resistance, for sure. Luke and Nika overlook from a nearby treetop. I'm betting that Kiyoshi's going to be absent for a while, and then come back and be revealed to suddenly be alive. I would not doubt. I honestly would not be surprised if that happened. It's kind of what I hope would happen, too.
Could very well be dead, too.
He could be dead, but that would be unsatisfying. At Flora, the Nether army has taken control, and the Wither skeletons now on the. In Carfin, still safe, the Magnerites are forging weapons and arming themselves up. The Magnerites are so lucky!
Right?
And arming themselves up. Worgen walks along and oversees this.
Wait.
The Angel of Death. Every single kingdom should have just left the Union. And they never would have had to worry about this.
True.
Right?
I don't think that's how that works.
No, it would have taken longer to conquer Ardonia then, like a lot longer.
If the
Yeah,
beacons did not
but-
exist, who invented the beacons?
Come on, we gotta know who this ally is.
It's probably Derp. Not gonna lie.
Oh my goodness.
Shush.
Who's getting a phone call?
Keep reading.
Okay, the Angel of Death flies along with a few withers over the cities. Cuts back to real time, the KOA are hiking up a mountain and the dragon is flying around above. Thunderdome has been following us ever since we left Ataraxia. Sinead, this is your line, because Saxon is a gamer.
Sinead.
Yep. I don't trust him one bit after what he and Alistar did at Crown Peak.
He won't attack all of us. Just stick together.
I thought that line was talking about Alistar when I saw it in the casting call. They arrive further up on the mountain and see another doorway. I also think that Trevor has a line about him. That's also in the casting
It's
call.
that place Fire showed us.
Oh.
Oh,
yeah.
the allies
What
probably.
is this
I think I know who it
Okay,
is
hold on.
from the casting call.
What is this place?
Am I allowed to
The
guess?
first.
No.
No. What is this?
What?
place?
I'm not allowed to guess. Okay,
First-
I know exactly who it is, but the first
What is
Nether
this?
portal.
Don't guess.
But I
Okay.
don't.
Bruh, I have the Tide Singer line.
Fail.
What is this place? The first Nether portal. It has been inactive for centuries. Be vigilant. The enemy may be using it once again.
They continue hiking up and crest the mountaintop. Thunderdome flies down and lands in front of them. Luna roars at him, and the Ender Knights draw their swords. Thunderdome just bows his head and looks down.
We should kill him for what he's done.
He's just trying.
You can't kill him, he's one of us!
Saxon, come on!
He turned against us and attacked a city full of innocent people. Where's the why would we trust him part?
Yep.
They're right, Denny. He has to pay for what he's done, and he knows it. What?
No, Abigail.
Oh,
Wrong.
no.
Keep reading. Keep reading.
Oh my god, everyone suddenly is turning into Alistar slowly.
No.
Okay,
just
okay.
keep
They're
Okay,
reading.
not
Keep
really.
reading.
No one can ever
Keep
be as
reading.
bad as Alistar. Abigail walks
Yes,
forward
it
with her
is.
sword still drawn. Thunderdome remains with his head low and suspenseful. Abigail raises her sword up high as Thunderdome closes his eyes. Wait! He stopped. Thunderdome looks up at Denny.
Yes, Denny.
I didn't ask to be an
Yes,
Ender
Denny.
Knight, but here I
I
am.
know what's happening.
Thunderdome didn't choose to be raised by Alistar. It's just what happened. We just said we needed everyone, and now we're going to kill one of the only two dragons alive. I'll take him and train him as he should have been.
Yeah.
Denny do be speaking facts here. Denny walks forward a bit, and Thunderdome takes a few steps towards Denny and nuzzles him. Denny pats his head. I have to feel bad for Thunderdome because he got raised by like the worst person the
Exactly.
entire
In
show.
the world.
The Tide Singer
Yes.
smiles a bit, happy with Denny's choice. Like Pythus, Tigrin, Ingressus, and literally everyone else is better than Alistar.
True.
Thunderdome looks over at Luna, who glares
Wow.
back at him. Thunderdome walks over to Luna and bows down before her. He continues to frown and walks off past him. The Tide Singer sets a beacon down on the highest point. You're friendless up here? Your friend Zen!
Not a
Your friendless up here?
Is this the plot twist, Nem?
shush. Not
I think I know what it is. I think I know who the ally is. I'm not gonna say anything.
Read. Let's read.
Not entirely.
Everyone looks at each other confused. The Tide Singer has created a small altar of golden blocks surrounding the beacon. He picks it up and stands in the center, holding it high. Music swells and everyone is excited. The music slowly fades out. Nothing has happened.
Wait.
We will give him time.
Infant, what is it? Or is that Lyza talking? I can't discern your voices.
Gold blocks.
It's is it Hero Pride? Oh my god! Please, is it Hero Pride?
Wait.
The Tide Singer
Dude.
sets the beacon down in the center and walks off.
It
Cuts to
can't.
later. Sen and Rhea are sitting nearby. They're still a bit uncomfortable, not having had much casual time to catch up. Is that the same weapon I made for you?
Yeah, had it enchanted during a visit to Etheria.
She holds the weapon forward, showing off the enchanted blade. Rhea stops, remembering what happened. Sen gets up and sits back down beside her and puts his arm around her. She looks up and smiles.
I thought I had lost everyone.
I'll always be here for you. Cuts to later that night. Everyone's mostly sleeping. The Tide Singer sits up.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay,
they're
Sen
brother and
just
sister.
flat out
Okay, don't. You have to interpret this the wrong way.
Logically.
Cuts to later that night. Everyone's mostly sleeping. The tide singer sits up, staring off into the distance sleeplessly. Rhea raises up a bit and turns toward the beacon. She looks around at everyone relaxing. The dragons are sleeping as well. She gets up and walks over to the beacon. This wakes Sen up, and he looks after her. Rhea, where are you going? He's sleeping. He's sleepy. She walks over to the beacon and looks down at it. The tide singer turns to see what she's doing. Rhea holds the beacon up high above her head. Suddenly, lightning strikes it, and Rhea drops the beacon, and she falls back in pain. Rhea!
Yeah.
I just did a
Ah.
stellar Sen impression there.
Shush. Keep reading.
My boy.
I'm gonna be 100%.
Keep
Asen
reading.
hurries over to Rhea and helps her up. Everyone watches the beacon as it is continuously struck by lightning. That's a hard time for the beacon right there. Rough day.
Right?
And energy begins
Good
rushing
time
up
to
out of it
charge
into the
the
sky. Suddenly they are thrown back as the beacon explodes in a flurry of electricity. Everyone is staggering back up. The tide singer slowly walks towards the shadowy figure remaining in the smoke, left over from a destroyed beacon. It can't be Herobrine, right? They said he was only a legend.
Yeah.
Read the line. Read the line.
Only the silhouette can be seen and of the mysterious figure. Suddenly, two white glowing eyes open. As we continue the season 3, it is Herobrine! Is it really Herobrine?
Hey, you're forgetting about someone. You're forgetting about someone.
Who am I forgetting about?
Someone. Glowing white eyes.
Yeah.
No.
Foggy black mist.
No.
No?
No.
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 Maybe.
No,
Oh
no,
my God.
those
No.
qualifications fit Null. Have you not seen the
Yeah.
animation life?
Yes. Knowledge. Yes.
He's the
We
shadowy,
shall see.
he's like the shadowy dude with the
We'll
same
see.
glowing white eyes. But
I
who?
always thought that it wasn't Herobrine. I thought it was no.
We shall
Oh.
see.
Okay, is it
I'm
Herobrine
happy
or
either way. I love both of them.
I want it
We'll see.
Hero?
We'll see.
We'll see.
I love it when
love both of them.
Herobrine is a good guy. By the way, it's not really often, but sometimes he is, and
Yes.
it's awesome.
Yes.
I mean, it's
Do you
true,
guys
but
know
joy
Ethan
for our heart.
Animatez? Because
sorry,
that's
I'm
one of the
staring
only
at the crowd.
times I've seen Herobrine be a good guy, and it's great.
Yeah.
when you think really hard, Herobrine has a Steve skin. It would look a little strange for Songs of War to have Herobrine with a Steve skin. So
Oh,
therefore,
yeah.
it can't be Herobrine. It's got to be no.
Well, they did have
Wow.
it in the prologue like that.
I mean,
Yeah.
to be
Yeah.
fair, he might have a different skin other than the Steve and still be Herobrine.
Yeah, I still think it's no.
I
want
would,
it to be normal.
I want it to be Herobrine, okay? I thought it was gonna be Volcanus when he said ally, because
Yeah.
of what the
Elves
casting
isn't
call
an
says
ally.
about
Elves
Volcanus.
isn't an ally.
I'm staring at the crab rave in chat. I'm sorry.
I do know that Volcanus will be an ally to the good guys.
Volcanus.
Yes, Pythus' brother.
Do we know that he's the
He
brother?
he wasn't this before. He was
Yeah.
he was like in I think episode 6 or 7 or something. Of season 2. So
Well, I thought it was gonna be a little more climactic.
Yeah. I mean, it
Why?
doesn't.
It was
maybe
pretty
doesn't sound
climactic.
This way in the script, but imagine seeing those
I really hope it is Herobrine. I just don't know. He's supposed to be a legend.
That
So.
feels too easy, though. Don't you think?
I low-key just want to start season 3, but we'll have to.
I know, we have to wait
Yeah.
for that though. Because it's like going to be the most anticipated thing ever.
Perish.
Ever.
Oh my God, I'm so happy. You have no idea.
If it is
I love
Herobrine,
both of them equally. So
if it is
I
Herobrine,
just love how David's just been tricking us this whole time, and he's just like, yeah, Herobrine will only be a legend.
Oh wait.
why would he lie about that?
Or it could be a clanless.
Yeah, that's it just says
Is he lying about the show being
I saw
canceled
that
too?
electricity. I was just like,
What
Yeah,
if this
that's what I
script
was
is
thinking. I was
fake
like,
and the
oh,
real one is still being used and they're still making it?
No.
Come on, we know, Herobrine comes with a little gold pillar, right, thing, and
Yep.
The lightning.
That's an urban legend. Yes.
Lots of lightning. Yeah, it's Herobrine.
I think he'll probably have it.
My
He was
boy.
probably supposed to have it.
Yeah.
Herobrine in like some armor would be pretty awesome.
Oh yeah.
I just want Herobrine to be a good guy so badly. That's like something that's so underrated.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
So So this was not the plot twist you're talking about now.
Nope.
No, the big plot twist she was talking about happens in like season 3.
It
Like
happens
the
in
biggest one in the entire series,
season
according to
five.
her.
It's in my opinion. Well, like I was.
It was
this
shocking. It was
This is
unbelievable.
like the thing that caught me the most off guard out of everything. So
I'm just like terrified, but okay.
it's like what caught me the most off guard out of every single thing in the series. So
we still have no.
You're hyping it up.
yes.
We still do not know what happens to Kyoshi. I think he will probably be absent for a large portion of season 3, and then come back miraculously and help Lucan
Oh man.
and Nika.
I'm not gonna say anything.
I
But it's
definitely
really
want him
desperate
to,
right
but
now.
like, I think it's definitely a possibility that's out there. Does anyone else have any predictions for what will
Well,
happen?
I'm gonna
I
say
feel
this
like
right now.
Pythus and Ingressus are not really going to get along well, and that's going to be something that
Mm.
the good guys will use to their advantage.
I'm just gonna say this. You sound very desperate right now.
I am quite desperate.
Extremely.
I am very desperate. Thank you.
Oh my goodness.
I appreciate the
Too good,
compliment.
Too good.
Oh dear.
Oh,
I am very
dying.
desperate.
I'm
Just look
dying.
at the screen. You can't see it, but like I said, there's the picture of Kyoshi and the Totem of Undying, and there's still the Hogtown bartender face because you still need that all the time.
Nice.
And so, any other predictions for season 3 before we start reading?
Well,
Nem
I
and
can't make
Sine,
any
you cannot
predictions.
talk because you already read it.
True.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say anything.
You are silenced.
I'm just excited to see what's gonna happen next.
I think the good guys are gonna win.
So I'm like.
I'm sure it's
read everything,
Herobrine.
so
I'm like
happy.
90% sure it's Herobrine, but
I'm so happy.
I feel like it is too. I just feel like that's a bit too.
I think I'm 75%. I might be more like 75% Herobrine actually. I'm like 50-50 on Kyoshi being alive. I want him to be, but like
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
It's hard to tell when you can't see it visually.
Yeah, it is.
True.
It really is. I am about 100% on Igneous being dead because Nimuri said he was. That made me very sad, and I died inside
Unless I'm
I don't
bluffing.
have a soul.
for
Yeah,
like
you're
the
bluffing.
5,000th time since I've
That's why
entered
you're
this
bluffing.
fan base.
Unless I'm somehow bluffing.
One day, long ago, I was not part of the Songs of War fandom, and I still had brain cells. I still had I still had confidence and a heart, but it's gone now. I've been broken emotionally so many times. I thought that season 1 was tough, and it wasn't. Season 1's nothing
Yeah,
compared to this.
That was me just yesterday.
Season 1 is nothing compared to this, I'm telling you. This should have been animated by All Rights.
Oh boy.
I hope
Yeah.
maybe it will get animated. I just hope that it gets animated by people who know what they're doing or people who want to take time to get good at animation
please.
because people are trying to start it right away and that's not how you do it. I honestly want to make a video explaining this. Do not rush it. It will not look good. It is not the right idea. Just people should obviously be taking their time, obviously be learning how to properly animate, and obviously they should not be having really low standards. They should have actually pretty high standards if they want it to look at least decent. It will probably take, if a fan-made one will obviously take at least a year to do anyway. But it has to take time so people can get good. I've heard that a lot of people who are trying aren't that great right now by the standards of, if you compare them to the actual Songs of War animators for the first few seasons. Some Songs were animators from the first few seasons. What are they talking about? The first one season. A few Songs of War animators from the first one season are actually helping with this, but I feel like they're probably just gonna carry everyone if people don't learn how to do it, and that's gonna be a big problem for sure.
What's good is that the passion is there.
I'm happy that they're passionate. I just think you have to like slow down and consider what you're doing before you go before you like way too ahead of yourself. you have to be a bit cautious when you're doing this, because the result may not be favorable if you don't put your time and effort into it, or if you don't think it out properly. It's a delicate process to make something like this. You really, it's not simple. You really have to put in your effort, you have to put in your time, and you have to think hard about it in order to make it good. It took 4 years for Songs of War Season 1. It would take at least a year for a fan made Songs of War Season 2, and even now it would not look anywhere near as good. I'm just saying, maybe it would still look okay, but it would not look as good. I would certainly not expect it to look anywhere near as good.
Way to pep up the troops.
I I don't want to sound like I'm being a pessimist. I'm just a little concerned. I'm so happy people are passionate. I just want people to know what they're doing, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Anyway, that should do it
I
for
just
this.
reread a scene. I'm not gonna say anything. I just reread a scene and I'm sad.
So I'm
Imagine
going
if
to.
we could jump into an alternate timeline where season 2 and 3 actually were animated, and then we could retrieve the videos and bring them back to this timeline so everybody can enjoy it.
Oh man, I really like. I would love
Because
that.
someone stole it.
Ooh.
Oh my
Go into the
goodness.
alternate
Alternate
timeline
timelines are
generator.
amazing.
If alternate timelines existed, they would be so good. Man, you could use so much. You could use them
Yes,
for so
every
much.
choice branches off a new time. Yeah, it branches off.
I'm sorry. I'm
It's
starting to
amazing.
cry for you, Jen.
There's probably like an alternate universe where if I reached over to my water bottle right now, I flipped it over and it hit the wall and caused a scratch. But it didn't happen in this timeline. Luckily, it happened in another timeline. It just did. It happened somewhere.
What is happening right now?
Great question. I didn't say this in another timeline. I didn't make this analogy in another timeline. At some point, I just stayed quiet about it in another timeline. In another timeline, I thought it was Null and not Herobrine, who appears at the end of this script.
Wow. That would never happen.
But in all timelines, I despise Alistar. Every single one of them. There is no dissenters among these timelines. That is the one, as the one analogy that I'm going to say, does not support the alternate timeline theory, because there is no timeline where I do not utterly despise Alistar.
True.
Unless you were.
True that.
I.
Oh,
Well, you could
snap.
call me suicidal then.
Alternate timeline where Poseidon is actually Alistar.
I would literally end myself if I was
said
Alistar.
something and now Sinead
I would not
dying.
deserve to exist in this world.
I don't know why that got me so much, but it did.
Oh man.
Fox GIF.
I can't. Oh my goodness.
Everyone, if you could be one Songs of War character, which one would you be?
I was about to ask that.
Which one would
Oh
you
my
be?
god, oh my god.
Which one did you be?
Yeah, people are just gonna pick
Yeah.
the Tide Singer or the Death Singer because they'll be the most powerful.
Not necessarily.
No. I want to choose a character that's been dead for a while because I love them.
Hawken?
It's Hawken, isn't it? It is Hawken.
Yes, obviously. Hawken.
Well, as most people know, I'm the female death singer in a sense.
Yes.
Yeah, yes, very much. I know
yes,
that better than
so
most.
I technically don't have a choice.
Oh.
Great job.
I really like the chronicler that was introduced.
Oh yeah, the
Like,
chronicler.
Nitsuki.
Sorry.
Not
I
Natsuki.
can
He
sing
and
it
Hawken would
really
get
good.
along.
Nitsuki and Hawken would be such a comedic duo. It is. I
Oh my
don't know
God.
actually, but there was no accent over the E, so I'm just gonna assume it's Nitsuki.
Okay.
Now, if I could be anyone from the Songs of War universe, Hogtown Bartender for sure. 100%.
Damn bartender.
Hogtown Bartender is top tier.
I will.
I'm joking. I'm not gonna. I wouldn't be a Hogtown
I love
Bartender.
this meme
Maybe
so much.
Alias. Alias was always one of my favorites.
Yes. The greatest, the best of the best. I'm sorry.
It's so accurate.
Valius is the classic.
Accurate.
Maybe
It's so
Kyoshi,
good.
I guess. I can kind of see a bit of myself in Igneous. Maybe Sen. I can relate to some characters a little bit.
I'm sorry
Yeah.
with this meme. This meme. I can't.
I could only
can't.
ever relate to Kyoshi.
I can tell.
Sadness.
Alright,
Well,
well,
like,
we
it
can have-
depends. Are you asking which character you want to be, or which?
Yes, what character you want to be? I would
Want to be.
for want to be. I would say Valius or Kyoshi probably.
Who I want to be,
For
oh God.
who I relate to, I guess I can I think I kind of relate to Sen or Igneous a little bit. That's pretty much all I got.
I would want to be any of the Voltaris or Hawken. There you go.
I actually,
Fair.
if you're asking who you want to be, oh
Me?
man, I was gonna say Val.
singer.
I was gonna say
Val?
Val because she has
I-
wings, but like
I did not. I did. I kind of forgot.
Believe I can fly.
I was gonna say Val.
Tidesinger is the sweetest, purest boy who ever
He's
lived.
so sweet.
I know.
Precious. Oh
He's
my
so
god.
precious. We love
Tide
him.
Pod
no
is
one
my
to make him
boy.
suffer.
Tide Pod. Tide Pod.
Ah.
Tide Pod.
Oh my goodness.
Nate, who
Oh
do you
my
actually,
goodness.
like,
Why?
relate to the
Why?
most? Not like who you want to be.
Now, who
No.
would you like to have a conversation with? So no one
Igneous.
Yeah. No,
If you don't
like,
say
this is
Igneous, then
fantastic.
what's wrong with you? Like, you can have the best
Yeah.
conversation ever with Igneous.
But like for like who I want
Any
to
topic.
be, I might want to be Val. Cause why not? She has
Yeah,
wings.
why not? It's like having
She has wings.
Elytras.
Why not?
And she's super
Elytras
dragon,
in
so
Minecraft.
people have
Dope.
to
Oh, yeah. And she has like these sickle-like weapons, so that's cool.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, so like, there's like a. Let me just find it. There's like someone just like I think it's Time. Like Time used it like for render, or like
Oh.
reference. I'll just
I
send
might be ending the video shortly because there's no reason for us to stay here. We probably have like a solid 10 minutes of just post discussion. This video will be in
Yep.
total, like, I bet 3 to 4 hours long. Way longer than the last part.
Yeah.
Val.
It might be one of the longest videos I've ever uploaded on this channel. Could be actually the longest.
Ooh.
I'm honored to be a part of it, sir.
Oh.
Mhm.
Well, I hope you guys all enjoyed because I'm about to end it right here. Thanks. Once again, thanks everyone for joining. Thank you all. It would be a lot less enjoyable if I just read the script all by myself, because I have no one to help me read the lines, and I have no one to laugh at the lines with me. And I have no one to vent my utter hatred for Alistar to.
No
Without
one
you.
Oh my goodness, we all share that same hatred.
We all do. All my homies hate Alistar. That's my new slogan now.
Toasted.
Okay,
Roasted and
how about
toasted.
this?
There you go.
If you like, here's a
The
challenge.
one thing we
Find
have in
someone
common.
Find someone who doesn't hate Alistar.
Oh my
And
god.
What?
Universe
That's
is
a challenge.
to a million
How am I supposed to do this? Like, what are you're asking me to do an impossible task? That's like saying fly to the moon in 0.00001 nanoseconds without wings.
I'm going to quote something that is hanging up on my wall. So many things are possible, just as long as you don't know they're impossible.
No.
So once again,
wait, so
thank you
someone-
all for
wait,
joining. Thank you to
Wait.
the person known as David RB who created Songs of War.
Jeez.
Thank you to everyone who helped create Songs of War besides him.
Yeah.
Because,
Speaking of David, Dan actually remixed the Death Singer lines. He just posted it.
oh,
Wait,
Dan,
where?
like, after Infinity, Dan?
Yeah, Dan. He just remixed Death Singer.
Oh, I'm
lines.
going to...
Cool.
Are they
Let me
from
see this,
Season
let me
2
see
and
this, let me
3,
see this
though?
right now.
I'm not gonna watch that if it has Season 3 lines, though.
There's no context, but it's hilarious.
Okay, I'm probably gonna watch that at some point.
It
So,
is hilarious.
thank you to David RB.
Culture
Thank you
plus.
to... Actually, thank you to Dan, because his music is really good.
my god, he's singing. He's singing.
I need to watch that right now. Actually, I don't even care. Okay, so thanks. Thanks, David.
Oh my
Thanks.
god, I need to see this right now. I
Thanks,
need to see
Songs
this
of War
right now.
production team. Thank you, Black Plasma community. Thank you, everyone who joined me. Thank you all for watching as well. That last of all. And I will see you next time for season 3. That one is going to be tough. You think this video is long? It's probably going to be like 10 times longer for season 3. For both parts. Or
I need
more
to
than...
go invest
we
in
might
it.
not even have 2 parts. I want to have this be a 4-parter, but... Man, it's probably going to be even longer.
I need to see this
What if we
now.
just...
I need to go
And actually, in
look at
retrospect,
this.
what if we just recorded all of it and then put it into one gigantic video?
That'd be a landslide. No.
Wait.
That'd be like way too
Think
long.
of the ad revenue.
Bold of you to assume I'm monetized.
We don't talk about that.
I'm not monetized.
No.
I would make so much ad revenue, I
Monetized
could
is
fund
monetized
Songs of War
anyway.
Season 2 and 3 myself.
Oh my god.
Man. This is so much fun. I can't wait to do Season 3. It's probably gonna kill me, though. I'm dead already from this season.
I'm sorry, there's a death swag emo. I'm sorry.
Yes,
Okay.
there is.
I'm stalling for a while. So yeah, goodbye everyone. Thanks for watching. We will return for season 3.
Bye.
And what is wrong with my voice? I should not hold a syllable that long.
Happened?
Bad idea.
Why?
My voice is
Go, I need
my
to
voice
end
is
it.
freaking out. Okay, I'm going to end the video. So thanks to everyone for watching. And I will see you next time. That was very bad. Bye.